Caring for ocean is essential for ensuring the health and the balance of our planet. The ocean covers approximately 70% of the Earth's surface and play a vital role in climate regulation, oxygen production, biodiversity conservation, and the provision of food and economic resources for millions of peoples. However, the ocean faced numerous threats due to human activity. Pollution caused by plastic waste, toxic chemicals, agriculture nutrients, and industrial waste is a major concern. The pollutants harm marine life, disrupt ecosystems, and can impact human health through the food chain. Climate change also has significant impact on the oceans. Rising water temperature, ocean acidification, and the loss of the coastal habitat are direct consequences of climate change, endangering the survival of many marine species and marine ecosystems as well. Overexploitation of marine resources, such as indiscriminate fishing and the destruction of the coastal habitats, has jeopardized the sustainability of the oceans. This affects the resilience of the marine ecosystems and put coastal communities, food security, and the livelihoods at risk. To care for the oceans, it is crucial to take individual and collective action. This is involves reducing plastic and other waste pollution, promoting sustainability fishing practice, establishing marine protected areas, fostering environment education and the public awareness about the importance of the oceans, and working on mitigating climate change. Conservation and the protection of the ocean are not only the responsibility of the governments and the international organization, but also require the activity participation of all of us and conscientious citizens. By taking steps to care for the oceans, we can preserve these valued ecosystems for the future generation and ensure a sustainable future for our planet. The Fukushima disaster had several significant consequences, both short-term and long-term. This included impact on human health. Although no direct deaths were attributed to radiation, there were health effects on workers and residents near the plant. Cases of radiation exposure having been reported, and massive evacuations were carried out to minimize the risk. 2. Environmental contamination. The disaster released large amounts of radioactive material into the air, soil, and water. This has affected local ecosystems, wildlife, flora, as well as the weather quality and the fishing in the region. 3. Evacuation and displacement of people. Well, somewhere areas haven't been decontaminated and allowed for the return of some residents. Many communities remain displaced and face change in rebuilding their lives. 4. Impact on the fishing and agriculture industry. Fishing and agriculture is the Fukushima region took a severe blow due to radioactive contamination. Commercial fishing was heavily affected and there were restrictions on the sale and the export of the agriculture products for the area. 5. Debates on the nuclear energy. Currently, the Japanese government is working on a plan to address the waste generated by the Fukushima disaster. The primary concern is the contaminated was water that was used to cool to the nuclear reactors and is accumulated in large quantity at the plant. The proposed approach involves treating the contaminated water to remove the majority of the radioactive elements before it's released into the ocean. This included the implementation of the advanced liquid purification system called ALPE's Advanced Liquid Processing System to treat the water. The goal is to reduce tritium and the other radionuclide levels to acceptable levels according to international standards. This measure has raised concerns at oppositions both domestically and internationally due to the potential environmental repercussions and the safety on the marine food sources. Some organizations and countries have called them for alternative options and a comprehensive assessment of the impacts before making a final decision. It is important to note that the proper management of nuclear waste are complex and delicate change. Careful planning, transporting communication, and the responsibility management are required to ensure the long-term safety of people and the environment. Well, in conclusion, the Fukushima disaster in March 2012 is considered the one of the worst nuclear accident in history. It was triggered by the earthquake and the subsequent tsunami that severely damaged the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in the Japan. It resulted in the meltdown of several reactor cores and the release of radiation into the environment. One of the most significant and concerning effects of the disaster was the contamination of the ocean. Um, Large amounts of water contaminated with radioactive isotopes were released into the sea, both intentionally and accidentally. This raised concern locally and internationally due to the potential effects on the marine life and the food safety. While efforts having been made to control and mitigate the contamination of the sea, its long-term effects are still not fully known. These released radioactive isotopes can accumulate in the marine organisms and ultimately impact the entire food chain. This raises concern about human health and the long-term environment impacts. It is important, really important, to know the silent continuum and to monitor and study the effects on the Fukushima marine contamination. Measures have been in place to control the leak on the contaminated water, and the technologies have been developed to treat and store radioactive waste. However, the organ management on the waste and the protection on the marine environment remain significant change. In conclusion, the Fukushima disaster had a significant impact on the contamination of the sea due to release of water contamination contaminated with radiation. Will still having been taken to address the situation. The long-term effects are still being investigated, and there is a need for careful and ongoing management to minimize impacts on the marine ecosystem and human health.